Next up are the windows. Apart from the curtains you can see, the opening windows also have a clever fly screen and blind arrangement.
To open the windows, you need to press this little button in the center of the catch and turn the catch. If you don't, you'll break the catch. Turn it, the catch, turn the catch, and you open the window open. Now it catches at that level. If you push it out further, it catches. You can hear the little click when it catches, and it actually goes a third level. And I'll show you the night blinds. The night shades come down when you press this lever in the middle and pull it down. When you release the catch, they lock. Now it locks into the screen, and yeah, there we go. And you have to pull the lever in the middle, and up comes the fly screen. If you want to release it, it's a better idea to bring the window shade down and then release it so it doesn't snap too hard into its space, and then pick the window back up. Now to close the window, push it out beyond the catch a little bit, let it come in, and the catches pull on the inside. They pull, they don't go over the latch, they go to the inside of the latch. You have a vent with a fan in it, and a very, very high volume fan that pulls the air out of the kitchen rather quickly. I'll shut that fan off so we can hear. The next thing, if you want to watch TV, is to bring up the TV antenna. So I'm cranking this here, and there's an up direction shown on the thing. And if you watch through the vent, you can see the antenna come up. Okay, the antenna is up pretty well. Now the signal from the antenna is directional, so to turn the direction of the antenna, just pull the spring lever down and turn the antenna. And when you want to put the antenna down, you need to put it in its position. There's a little marker on the other side. Probably the first thing when you put the television up is to take the little keeper off the arm that supports the television by taking that screw out in that arm, and then it can slide back in its place, and the arm is out. TV rides over here. I'll put that screw in there so we don't lose it. And then just sits in the slot. The screw needs to be out enough. The power connects in here, hard to see, and the antenna connects right in this position here. TV control is in this above. Book is there too. To start the TV, you just press the button on there. Now, every time you stop, you've changed houses, locations, and you need to scan the TV in. In order to do that, start the TV and find the menu button right there. Scroll down using the arrows in the central control to channel. Go over to channel management, down to country, which is Australia. Go back down to auto search, and all you need to do is do the digital search. Arrow over to the OK on, and the TV is doing the search for the channels.
The dining area has fitted seat belts, which accommodates 2 passengers while travelling. The dining area also converts into a double bed.
Now, the dinette sits on a post that's got a tapered connection to the upper table, and they get really tight when you travel. So if you just wiggle them, rather than brute force it, and lift it up so that it's off the post, wiggle it again to get the post out of the hole, and then pick up the table. Good idea to get the seats out of the road, and then simply lift the table out of the hinge by lifting it up, set it down between the, and lay it down into place. You'll notice there's another cushion back there. It's if you need to make out a double bed, you can slide these extensions out, and it makes the bed up to the full width. Do not put the part with the cleats on over the table. Rather, put that underneath and take the back and put it on the table. Once you've got the back off, you need to fold these little wings in, push that cushion back to it, push this cushion back to it, and go to the other side. Same routine on the other side. Back off, fold in the little wings. And these cushions are a little tight, so just lift them up, and there's your second bed. Of course, with the extension it would come out to here.
Apart from an air conditioner in the driving cabin, there's a reverse cycle unit in the motorhome.
It's a rooftop air conditioner, and it's a reverse cycle air conditioner with heating and cooling. And when you want cooling, it's over on the cooling button, and to start it, you press this button and starts. Of course, it only starts when it's on mains power. This increases the speed of the fan, and this increases the heat. So let's just shut those off. And you can also pull these down to improve the circulation of the air. Okay?
In the closet, next to the microwave, you'll find the control panels. The main 240-volt panel can be left on all the time. It runs the microwave, the air conditioner and the power points when you're plugged into a main socket. Once you've turned on the power switch for the fridge, it too can be left on. This is the monitor panel. On the left is the fresh water indicator, showing full here. Third line is the grey water, showing empty. And on the right is the house battery, giving you a power reading for the fridge, TV and lights. The white switch starts the water heater, which shouldn't run all the time. When you press one of the two settings, high or low, a 12-volt charge will ignite the gas burner. The hot water boiler should be turned off after showers and meals to save gas, and the button goes back to the middle to turn it off. The closet itself has hanging space, and it's the storage for the broom and dustpan. The 4-berth Euro motorhome has a lot of storage space inside, including this big space under the bed, which is accessible from the outside. And right next to the bed is the bathroom.
To use the toilet, it's a cassette toilet, and it has a slide, so if you open the lid and pull the slide, you'll be looking straight down into the cassette. And then after you're finished, press the little water supply button to rinse the toilet, and after the water drains out of the bowl, put it in the slide. Okay. The basin is over here, hot and cold water. Hot water doesn't come on unless the water heater has been going, and a little stopper for the sink. And you have a handheld shower. Of course, you don't carry that much water, so you do a little bit of a sponge bath. So turn your hot water on, cold water, get your temperature right, and then release the water into the shower by pushing this switch here. And do your little shower. You can shut it off midway, and that's how the shower works.
As Alvin mentioned, the toilet has a cassette storage unit. Before we go outside and show you the cassette, let me explain this green bag. It contains enzyme deodorant satchels that go into the toilet cassette after it's been emptied. You just drop one into the toilet with the slide open. You only need one. Any more than one will result in a strong deodorant smell. Your motorhome has a smoke alarm and comes with a fire extinguisher, a fire blanket and a first aid kit. Alvin will now demonstrate the black water cassette.
To get the cassette out of the slot, you just raise this latch and pull it out. Now, several things happen while this toilet is coming out. It moves itself out from under the bowl, it disconnects the electrical, and it disconnects the water. So bring the toilet cassette out, and you have a little trolley that you can trot it off to the dump point. You can dump it at a dump point, or you can dump it into a regular toilet and it flushes itself away. To dump it, you turn this nozzle out, take the lid off, pick the toilet up and dump it into the dump point or the toilet, pressing this little button to let air in the top. When it's empty, it's always a good idea to put a couple liters of water in and rinse it out. And then once you get it finished, another liter of water to put the sachet in.
Most of the operating components are on the right-hand side. In the rear compartment, there's the freshwater hose, the grey water hose and the 240-volt power lead. Next to it is the hot water boiler and the grey water tank.
This is the cover for the water heater, and it needs to come off before the water heater will light. And to bring it off, you grab this little lip here with your fingers and put your thumbs just below about an inch and press, and it lifts this catch up over. Keep this somewhere where you bring it home, because we have to charge 50 bucks if you don't get it. Now, the water heater works when that's off. You should travel with this cover on. It goes on the bottom and clips in there. The grey water drain is in this boot here where the water heater is. Just latch it up, and the grey water drain sits on this little saddle here. Put the rubber end of the hose on the grey water drain, turn the valve this way, and the grey water drains. Now the grey water drains according to gravity, and it doesn't drain very well unless the tank, the holding tank, is about half full. Once it's finished draining, shut the valve off, take the hose out, and make sure that all the water is drained out of it as you wrap it up and coil it. And we always put the end in the end so the stinky grey water doesn't spill in there.
Behind this secure door is the fresh water inlet. The inlet with the nozzle is to use town water when in a campground. The other inlet is to fill the freshwater tank. The mains power supply comes in at this plug. It's a 15 amp plug, and you use the provided power lead. These are the two house batteries that should give you 12 volt power for 2 days or more. Running the engine for about half an hour should give you another 24 hours of charge in the batteries. On the left-hand side there are 3 more compartments. 2 are empty and available for your use, and the one towards the front holds the 2 gas bottles. To open the door latches on the compartments, put your thumb on the rough plate and slide down. You need to close these latches again to clasp the door open. There are 2 gas bottles, which run for quite a long time. Back where Alvin has his hand, there is a regulator, which both bottles are connected to. On the top of the regulator is a directional valve. When it's towards the front of the vehicle, it's feeding out of the bottle to the left, and when it's towards the back, the other bottle is on. At the rear of the motorhome is access to the large storage area we showed you under the bed. All the storage units can be locked with the same key. Now, Alvin will demonstrate putting the awning up.
It rides there, a little steel pole, but hinged in this way to make a crank. Take the crank and hook it into the rear side of the awning in that keeper there, and then just simply turn the awning up. Now, the awning comes out and it comes down when you can reach the legs. You probably need to put the legs down. Now, when the awning's in this position, it places a lot of pressure or torque on the mount, so don't bring it out too far before you reach up and get the legs, unlatch them there and pivot them out at the corner and bring it down. Unscrew this little slide button, bring it down and take the pressure off the mount. And then you can walk the awning out. The awning goes out a full 8 foot. You can walk the awning out. And when the awning is out far enough, you have a couple options in terms of how you secure it. I'm just going to walk it out a little further here. The most popular one is to raise this slide take the awning, the little shoe on the bottom of the awning fits into that slide, and the slide comes back down on it, and then you can set the height of the awning by sliding this leg length up or down.
Now with all this information, you're set to turn your holiday into an adventure. When you pick up your AusVenture motorhome, allow about 40 minutes to finalise the paperwork and undergo a hands-on orientation of your vehicle. Here again are some points to remember when you break camp to travel. Make sure the awning is in and all your gear is stowed. Lock the storage compartments and the water door. Turn off the hot water and put the water boiler cap on. Dismantle and secure the television set. Store the microwave plate. And lock the fridge. In addition to the face-to-face orientation, a comprehensive manual travels with you. Your motorhome has membership of the NRMA, and Alvin and Jenny are as close as the phone or email. AusVenture Motorhomes look forward to sending you off on your holiday, hoping it will indeed become an adventure.